Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Modded Minecraft. We are back at the castle, and I wanted to start outside today. We're actually going to do a base tour, but I wanted to start outside to show off these one-way walls, which I believe I might have shown in a previous episode, but I wanted to do a full-on base tour today because it's been a while and I've done a lot of additions, so I figured let's just go ahead and do everything. And I looked back and I don't think there was a lot of stuff that I forgot to update previously, so here we are. So this is one-way glass. It takes the property of something right below it and basically copies that. So right below this there is stone, and then it looks like stone. You can't even tell that it is anything other than stone. It's wonderful. This is from the Secret Rooms mod, which I also use for secret doors, which I have shown those before, and we're going to show you that once more. The one we're going to be showing you is actually not a secret door, it is a ghost block. And a ghost block basically lets you pass through the object, but it, again, looks like the same object that's right below it. I kind of wish this mod didn't show you in the tooltips what it is. However, if you don't have tooltips, you wouldn't be able to see it, so that's part of the reason why that happens. So if you notice, this says stone brick, but then if you come over here, it says ghost block. And then I can just walk through, and there we go. Now we're down in the base. I really love these blocks. I think they're really, really awesome. So we're going to start by looking in that section that has the one-way blocks, and that is here. This is my natural area quadrant, and none of my quadrants are done, but they're getting there. They're really moving along here. I built this little bridge over the river so that I didn't have to wade through it anymore. I really like the little bridge. It adds just a little bit of detail to the middle of the room. Didn't put railings because I felt that was taking up too much space, and you notice that I put little pier legs to the bridge just to give it a little extra detail. I really like how it came together, and it does help me get across the way. But you'll see here the one-sided door, or the one-sided glass all over the place. It really opens up this room. It makes it feel like it's part of the outdoors. I love how this came together. We have it come over here a little bit, but it does end, and I could probably add more, but because we start going in the diagonals over there, it really doesn't work. But I really love how this came together. I think it looks wonderful. I want to get some more trees across the way so that it more looks like this, where there's a river and then trees, rather than just an empty field. That's why you saw when I started this episode, I was planting a couple more trees just to fill that out a little more. I decided on this weird dirt column to kind of break it up, the walls, because I wanted to, in order to have those one-way mirrors, I had to basically have everything right up against the wall, which was a lot of stone, and I didn't really think that looked nice, but I think these dirt columns look really nice. They kind of break it up, and they stick to the theme of the entire room. There's actually not a lot of brown down here either, so it really works, I think. Of course, we got the podzol here, and right here we're probably going to put like a pen with animals of some sort for breeding purposes, and I don't know how much I'm going to automate breeding. I'm not sure yet. I do want to put in, there's a mod that makes it so that the more you eat a type of food, the less effective it is. I want to put that in eventually once I start getting the farm built, but for now I've been leaving it as vanilla. And then on the sides here, we can put more farming areas and flowers or something like that to really spruce it up and make it come together. And then you come over here, and you see we have all of this sugarcane. And this is all going to get automated, and we'll show you how it's going to get automated over in the Nether area. But for now, I've just been coming through and grabbing it like that, and then I get a ton of sugarcane. And I think this is really going to help my production of paper and sugar and other things. Up here, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this area or not. We're kind of undecided. It'll probably stay as is. If you remember, we have this center aisle goes deeper than the rest of them, and it might go deeper still, just because I expect my plants, which is what this aisle is for, to take up a lot of space, even though it isn't yet. The trees in particular, once I really start collecting trees, if you look at how I have this arranged, this is pretty much how it's going to be, where we have logs on the bottom, the plank on the top, so that I can see what each one looks like for when I'm building stuff. I really like how that works. And then over to the side, we'll put in all of the saplings for them. Originally, I was thinking about putting, like, so we have, what is this, hellbark and spruce. So there would be an empty column right between the two, and in that column would be the saplings for each. But I just decided, let's just put them afterwards. They're not as important as the actual wood, and this lets me be able to view more closer together. So the next quadrant we're going to look at is really my mechanical quadrant. It's where all my machines are going to be, and so I wanted to give it this industrial look, and I think this is going to really do it. You can see I got these metal slabs on the ground, and the pathways are going to be these copper ingoted walkways, which I think really looks nice and helps break it up. And you see this section right here, this section is a good example of how things are going to look. So there's just going to be machines sitting everywhere. I decided to keep the better barrels exposed and all the tubing exposed because I think that really helps the more mechanically and warehousey feel of what we're doing here. Other sections are going to have that all shut off so you don't see it, but this one, I think it works. For these machines, I have two batteries. I call them batteries, but they're sets of dynamos. This one is the steam dynamo. It's not really intended to create a ton of power. It's just using up the coal coke that this oven is making. So the oven will take coal, cook it up, and you can see it's being cooked right now. Actually, I think it stopped because we're full on creosote oil. But it takes this stuff, it turns it into coke, which turns into blocks, and it comes over here. You can see this is full of coal coke, and then it turns into energy. Now, all of these dynamos have a ton of augmentations to increase the amount of power. So this has 10% base fuel energy, and this has 35, so it gets 35 total percent power extra on top of what it normally does, and then it'll shut off if we don't need any more power. It won't even use anything, which is kind of awesome. So as you saw, this is full of creosote oil, and creosote oil is actually what I wanted out of this for this battery. This is a reactant dynamo, and it takes blaze powder and creosote oil, and it creates a ton of power. And you see again over here we have plus wow, we're actually missing an augment here. I need the 35% one on that one. I wonder why that one's missing. This one is too. So these were the last two. So it looks like the last two. I never did get the second augmentation for the gearbox to get it plus 35, but plus 10 is fine. So it takes the creosote oil and the blaze powder, and it makes a ton. And we have the batteries in the middle here storing it. How is this doing? This one's full as well. This one is not full. I could probably... I wonder if I can just kill it. There we go. I could probably hook this up like so, and it's probably going to fill up really quickly. Maybe not. Wait, how do we have this set up here? Blue, blue, orange, orange. I bet there's... No, it's not. Why isn't it not working? Blue, blue, orange. Maybe this one's different. Yes, it has orange to the side. So if we put this one to orange, then this one should fill up. Yes, there we go. So what's happening here is this one is getting all the energy. It pushes it over to this one, and then it pushes it over to this one. So it creates this weird chain. And now these engines should start producing energy, and you see it's being drained here. So they'll start actually creating energy as well to make up for the fact that it is being used now. which will use some creosote oil for us. And really, isn't that all we need? So this is 5 batteries. It's a lot of energy. That's what, 20 million RF per battery, or per energy cell, and we got 4. That's 80 million. Get one more, and we got 100 million. That's a lot. And then this setup we have over here is basically the old way. This one isn't full over here. I bet this isn't... No, this has to be fully set up. That's weird. Unless it's pulling energy... That's weird. I'd be shocked if this wasn't fully set up over here. From this side. That's really weird. I gotta look at that later. But this is basically the old section that we had previously on the other side of the base when we were first starting. It's just the basic production stuff. So for this quadrant, obviously it's going to get filled up with machines at some point in time. I want to have a lot of this stuff automated. Stuff like I want when I put in a tree log, I want it to automatically turn into planks and sent back. And when I want paper to get made, I want food to get made, I want everything to be automated really well to get me down to the production. And that's not being done yet, but it will at some point. For instance, like if I put iron or copper ore, let's say, into the main chest in the center, I want it to come into this section over here and get pulverized, and then from that pulverization be turned into copper ore, or be mixed with other ores to turn into more specialized ores. I want all that to get completely automated so that we end up with full containers for each. That would be awesome. And the other thing with this is I want to have like a walkway that goes along the side, like that wooden boardwalk we have in the natural area. But I don't really know the material I want to use yet, so it's not done. We're leaving it pretty wide open along the side, as you can see. I haven't finished all of these metal sheets going everywhere. I'll probably make the walkway some sort of metal-y thing or irony thing. I just haven't found the right texture yet that I want to use. So that's something to work on for the future. And now we're off to the Nether. This is my Nether area. This is probably what you guys have seen the most because I've been working on it the longest. We have done a episode on this castle section. It's come along a little bit, but I still have the archway over the top that I need to do. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do that in the normal nether brick or this nether brick or some other nether brick. I believe I've also shown the automation for these. These are the blazing cactoids. This is what's getting us the blazing powder for those 2 batteries over there. And you come back here and you can kind of see how that works. We have these sensitive dislocators that basically sense when something's in front of them, and it punches it and then sucks it up and puts it in the chest, which puts it in the processing section. Processing will cook it into nuggets. Nuggets get turned into blaze rods, and the blaze rods then get turned into powder and get sent way the hell down this way, which eventually hooks back up over there. It's a big, long network. It took a lot of material to get this built. I'll probably use all this area as well in some point in time, but for now this is how it is, just a big long tube. I actually expect, when all is said and done, that all of this space is going to be required for all of the automation that I'd like to do. It's a big project, much like my castle. I think big. But for this Nether area, we have glowstone stalagmites. I want to put at least one column somewhere. I haven't decided how to do that. Columns look kind of funny with the glowstone. But we put in some eye bulbs and some burning flowers over here to kind of give it a little more life. Eventually what I want to do is I want to have these bushes, the quartz bush and the hell bush, over in the corner over there and completely automated as well. And then I'll probably put in some more plants and stuff, and I need at least one hill or one valley in this area too, because right now it's really flat and I don't like that. I do like my little lava river. I think that adds a little bit of character, and this little platform is nice too. Maybe like a hill right there or something, and then a valley over there, like right before this stuff gets farmed. I'm not sure. We're still trying to figure out everything. Like I said, every place has a lot of work to do still. Lastly, we have this. This is giving me more glowstone, basically. These are glowing reeds, and again, we have these sensitive dislocators up there. And this, like I said, this is basically the exact same setup we'll see with the sugarcane over in the live section. And then we're going to go to our fourth quadrant, which we really don't have any solid plans for. I've talked previously, I'm pretty sure, about how for the fourth quadrant, I'm kind of thinking magic, like some sort of magical section with enchanting table and potions table and all our Thaumcraft stuff. But I haven't really found like the right textures for it. You'll see this is one thing I was considering, the hex plating with this nice little animated color, and there's different colors that you can get. But I think that if I use just this, it would be too much, and I can't really find something else, so I'm not really sure about that idea. I've also thought, well, maybe I could turn it into an ice cave, like Superman's Cave of Solitude. But, you know, that's... I don't know. There's a lot of ice around in my area already, and ice can get kind of dull because it's just a lot of white, and you can spruce it up with some blues, but it's pretty dull. Now, one thing that I did find is this paper wall, which is really cool. It creates this kind of like Chinese, like ancient Chinese building, which I really like. I mean, I think that's a really spectacular look. And then you can do stuff like, this is all from Chisel, and you can have like extra patterns come out like this, and it looks really nifty. Like, there's a lot of stuff we could do with this. So I was thinking maybe I could have like a series of small Chinese like rooms. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any like Chinese sliding doors. The paper wall sliding doors would be pretty awesome, but I don't think anybody has that. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely certain. But I kind of like this idea as well. So let me know, guys, down in the comments below, what do you think I should do with this last quadrant? Should I do the paper walls? Should I do more magical or mystical area? And if so, like, what sort of textures do you think I could use for that? Or should I stick with ice, or should I do something else entirely? I have no idea what to do with this quadrant. It's really difficult. You know, one nice thing that I thought of with the ice quadrant would be like I could go collect some penguins and put them in here, so I'd have like a little penguins running around. I think that would be a lot of fun. But tell me what you think down in the comments, and we'll take those into consideration as I go forward with this section. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of my base that I've done. We're still working on it. Hopefully it comes together, though. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.